We got the top 10 New Balance sneakers for 2025, you guys. And I know we haven't completed 2025 just yet, but we got to go ahead and check out this video. You guys know, and if you don't, New Balance has been on for a minute, you guys. And I feel like just that whole kind of wave has been on for quite some time now. So we're going to go ahead and see what New Balance sneakers we got. But we're reacting to the one and only Elliot Page, and this is going to be a great video, you guys know, and if you don't, he has been in the sneaker community for a while. So let's go ahead and see what you got to say, and yeah, let's go ahead and just react to the video. As a matter of fact, I have too much anxiety, or not anxiety, I don't know the best way to put it, but I've had too many times where I try to record a video and it wasn't recording, but we're straight. So let's go ahead and react to the video.
Quite a few years now, but with major competition,
hold on.
New Balance has been on a hot run for quite a few years now, but with
for
major competition,
sure. I seen a couple of sneakers I have on the channel, yo. I see the 1906R already.
New Balance has been on a
New Balance 9060s. Them 9060s is tough, yo. I have a review on this on my channel, so if y'all want to go and check that out, I'll put the actual info card somewhere here on the screen. Y'all go ahead and tap in with it if that is of interest.
For
but
quite a few years
we are
now,
in for a treat, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. Elliot Page is one of the ones in the community. He definitely has that credibility. So let's go ahead and see what you got to say.
They need to do something special in order to stay ahead. And judging by this list, they definitely have. So here's the top 10 New Balance sneakers for 2025. Coming in at number 10, we got the New Balance 1080 V14. Now this may come as a surprise to some of you because the 1080 V13, or the last version, held number 4 spot in last year's list. But this latest version definitely comes in at number 10, and there's a few reasons for this. So firstly,
how much was it?
But this latest version definitely comes in at number 10, and there's a...
Y'all let me know how y'all feel about sneakers and pricing these days. I don't know if it's just me. I feel like just like a year or two, a couple back, like sneakers were not this price. But maybe because I wasn't tapped into New Balance at that time, I'm not quite sure. But y'all let me know in the comment section. How y'all feel about these prices, y'all?
They've kind of tweaked the V14 a little bit to differentiate itself from the last version. Now, it's still a great sneaker, trust me, but these tweaks have definitely
he said there was not that many differences.
So firstly, they've kind of tweaked the V14 a little bit to differentiate itself from the last version. Now, it's still a great sneaker, trust me, but these tweaks have definitely made this more of a running shoe rather than a casual hybrid. Most of the previous versions, specifically the 12s and the 13s, were kind of the go-to if you wanted the most comfortable sneaker from New Balance. But with this latest version, they made the foam a little bit firmer than the last ones. They've also done this thing with the midsole where they've shifted some of this foam towards the forefoot of the shoe, so it doesn't have that much in the heel. This is obviously for runners, so when they actually strike the ground using their forefoot, they're not heel striking, which is better technique when you're actually running. Now, it's not a drastic difference, but you could definitely feel it underfoot. I also feel like they could have...
See, this is what I'm talking about. Like, you would not get this from any other regular sneaker creator. Like, he's really giving game on like the real ins and outs of these sneakers. Like, he's talking about like all these different foams being transferred from the heel, from the forefoot, and he's really giving y'all a game and telling you like this is not really a sneaker for the everyday scenario. It probably can be, but he's actually saying this is more of a runner focused sneaker.
Changed the design a little bit to differentiate it from the 13s. They do look very, very similar. And with all of these things, it does sound like I'm being negative towards the 1080 V14. It's still a great shoe, and for all intents and purposes of
looks super dope. Looks kind of casual, like an everyday scenario type of sneaker.
Over the 13s, but they're just more running improvements rather than the casual hybrid. Either way, still incredibly comfortable and definitely one of the better options that you can get from New Balance. But coming in at number 9, we got the 990 V6. This is a good old faithful from New Balance. Basically the flagship sneaker from them. It's the go-to if you want the highest quality, the best materials possible, and of course.
Now the only thing I don't like about these sneakers is how are we jumping up to $200? I get it's quality, but it's like, do they really have to be $200? Like, I feel like this is getting even more than some hoop shoes, which is kind of crazy. I used to hoop a lot when I was like a little younger. I was about to say back in my old days, like I'm unk status, but yeah, I used to hoop, and I feel like sneakers were never really that much, unless you're getting a pair of Kobe's, unless you're getting something crazy. That's
from
just
them. It's
crazy to
the
me.
go-to if
I mean,
you
it's a
want
good
the
sneaker. I'm not gonna
highest
lie, it's a good
quality,
sneaker.
the best materials
The only thing I
possible, and
have
of
the
course
problem
the
with is
greatest
the price.
craftsmanship in a sneaker. But with all of this, of course, you are going to have to pay a higher price tag. These coming in as definitely one of the more premium and expensive options from New
For
Balance.
sure.
Now, as the name suggests, this is the 6th version of New Balance's 990 lineup, so it's the latest one. I don't think a 7th version is coming anytime soon. These things are not something that they drop frequently. But
wait, this is the 7th version
is coming anytime soon.
Oh, this
These
is 6th
things
version.
are not
Okay.
something that they drop frequently. But overall, this model and sneaker is great. It's incredibly premium with both
I like
made
that
in the
colorway
USA
too.
and made in the UK versions. Got a bunch of really nice colorways and great collaborations, and especially a ton more coming up this year. So yeah, this is kind of the ultimate dad shoe, and definitely takes number 9 on the list. Coming in at
No, this is not no dad shoe, y'all. Because I'm definitely going to be putting this on in the near future. Y'all stay tuned. We definitely might have to a channel review for these sneakers right here. So with that being said, go ahead, hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell while you're there, so you can stay tapped in. Because I'm telling you guys, I'm giving you guys game videos, top 10 lists, sneaker reviews, and basically just all different things like that. So stay tapped in, y'all.
number 8, we've got the brand new
in the game
Rebel
to stay.
V4. A big trend starting in
Rebel V4. This is actually one of the first sneakers that I actually was kind of like learning about, I guess you can say, when I was becoming like a person out that likes sneakers. Like, I always liked sneakers, but I never really knew like each and every single name and just like what comfortable sneakers were and just all these different things. Obviously I knew what a comfortable sneaker was, but I didn't know like what was considered like the top tier comfortable sneakers. But this is definitely a great sneaker. I had this sneaker actually a lot in previous top 10 lists. I'm not gonna lie, so this is definitely a valid pick for sure.
Using running shoes as kind of
142,
a
amazing
between
price.
Casual and then actually running in them. I think people are just more focused on what's super comfortable, and that tends to be running shoes. And also, if you're spending $150 on a pair of shoes, it's nice if you're able to run and then also walk around casually in them. And the Rebel V4 definitely does both.
I need to start doing cardio,
well.
y'all.
It does lean a little bit more into the running category, but overall, it's extremely lightweight, extremely comfortable with one of the softest cushioning foams underfoot. These also have that foam shifting thing where a lot of the foam stack is towards the forefoot, and you can feel that underneath.
But
overall, if you wanted something that's like super lightweight, super comfortable, whether it is for running or whether you're just walking around casually, these are definitely a great option. Not to mention that they're also pretty affordable in this category compared to other brands offering similar things. Coming in at number 7, we've actually got the newest sneaker model from New Balance on this list, and that is the Fuel Cell Trainer. Now, this one does come with a pretty big asterisk behind its name, and that's because it is so new.
This gives me like very much Y2K type of vibes with that kind of
collaboration. To be honest, I'm not the biggest
fan mesh
of
in the
these
front.
Two colorways, but if they do
something
what
about it,
I believe they will do in 2025, which is launch this pair of shoes as a GR, it could be one of the best everyday options out there. It basically combines New Balance's highest tech.
Wait, so it's not a general release?
Do in 2025, which is launch this pair of shoes. But if they do what part of a collaboration, to be honest, so new, it initially just launched in 2 different colorways as part of a collaboration. To be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of these 2 colorways. But if they do what I believe they will do in 2025, which is launch this pair of shoes as a GR, it could be one of the best everyday options out there. It basically combines New Balance's
I don't know how I feel about it, y'all. I just, looking at it, I mean, it could be very functional. It could have the comfort. It could have the style points. Not even style points. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like the main thing for me is the style. And yeah, I'm not really. I don't know what it is about the mesh and how it looks. It could be very breathable, but I don't know, y'all. I don't know.
The New Balance 1080 V13 and pairs that with a retro runner style upper, which basically I
feel like a sneaker gotta look good for me to actually like to wear it.
Very, very well. Now, creating a hybrid shoe like this is definitely not new. Nike and Adidas have been doing stuff like this for a while. Nike did it with their ZoomX cushioning. Adidas did it with their Light Strike cushioning as well, making something that's incredibly comfortable for everyday wear. So it makes sense that New Balance would add this to their lineup, and I think if they do this right, launching the right colorways, maybe the right collaborations, this could definitely be one of the best hybrid everyday shoes on the market. I think that this style and this look just works perfectly for New Balance compared to what other brands have done. The retro style upper with the mesh and the fused overlays I think looks really, really good. And I think with this specific model, the way the New Balance did it, it doesn't look like a random mashup of like a running shoe and a retro shoe. It just kind of looks like a complete package. But yeah, overall, easily one of the most comfortable shoes that you can buy from New Balance. I I think they look
Good to
really
know.
good. Not a big fan of the
Might need to
colorways,
get this
but
in the channel,
overall,
y'all.
hopefully
I
for
have not
these
heard about
GR
this. This is
ones,
the first
this
time
will make
of
it
me hearing it. It's called the
as
Fuel
one of the
Cell
best New
Trainer.
Balance shoes you can buy. At number 6, we got
Hey Meta, can I get some discussion
Ads,
starters
y'all.
for Moby Dick?
Here are some topics.
Is this one of the
Revenge and
unskippable ads?
morality.
This is skippable. Man, YouTube is getting crazy with these unskippable ads, y'all. They're getting a little too comfortable, y'all. They're getting a little too comfortable with these ads.
we got the New Balance More V5. Now this one is mainly for people who just want the maximum amount of cushioning in a shoe pretty much possible.
I need to
this
try these
has,
on. They
as
look
you can
super
see,
comfortable.
an
155.
unbelievably tall stack
Not too bad of a
foam.
price
And initially,
range.
I thought these things were going to be pretty ridiculous on foot and feel a little bit
They look fire on
impractical
foot.
walking around. But to my surprise, they feel great. In fact, they feel even better and more stable than the 1080 V14s. It really doesn't have that, oh my god, I might snap my ankle type feeling to them at all. It's also pretty affordable for what it is. It does have a lot of similarities to the 1080 V14 in terms of like the upper looks somewhat similar, but they actually come in cheaper than the 1080s as well. It also doesn't have that feeling that the 1080s and the Rebel V4 has where like most of the foam is in the forefoot, so you don't have the lacking cushioning in the heel. So it's kind of perfect for like everyday wear and walking around. Now granted, I do
Yeah,
think
it definitely looks like the heel has more of that.
cushioning
Has
in the
more
heel.
of like
It's kind of
that
perfect for like
foam. This I think it could definitely be for a runner, but definitely it has like a lot more
everyday wear
heel
and walking
focused.
around. Now granted,
foam,
I
for
do
sure.
think that the sheer amount of foam in these things do make it quite an acquired taste visually.
Really?
But if you don't care
visually.
and you just literally want the most comfortable shoe from New Balance possible, this is it. Taking the number 5
this is
spot,
the most
New
comfortable?
Balance 2002.
Oh, this is
Now,
not the most comfortable
still
list,
one
though.
of
It's
the
just
most
top 10
popular
New
sneakers
Balance
that you can
sneakers.
get from New Balance.
I love that worn out look, y'all. Believe it or not, I had the 1906 Rs. I was about to say, I thought I had these, but they weren't these for sure. Because if I would have had those, I probably would have kept them. But these are the 2002 Rs. These look amazing. 145, great
That's for a
price
good
point.
reason. It's a super good
Love
looking
that
pair
look.
of shoes. They've done a bunch of really cool versions, collaborations, and really good colorways. They're also obviously very comfortable. You can find a lot of really kind of luxury type material feeling ones as well. Because they've been around
Yep.
for a long time, there's plenty of different versions that you can find.
This got to be
in
an
this
everyday
model.
shoe for
Overall,
sure,
if you're
like
looking
a
for one of
like a
the
lifestyle.
best everyday sneakers, this is
all
definitely
day.
it. I wear
Yep.
mine all the time. I've taken it traveling, which has been an absolute godsend, spending days out walking around all day long. The only kind of caveat or problem I have with this pair of shoes is that because the popularity of it kind of peaked in 2023, New Balance doesn't focus as much on this pair of shoes, so you don't see too many new versions and new collaborations now like you did back then. Nevertheless, they are still doing collaborations and new stuff with this model in 2025. It just might not be as much as they once did. Now, taking the number 4 spot has to be the New Balance 1000. Now, this is a sneaker with
1000. I ain't gonna lie, this is one of those sneakers that I have not done too much research on. So this is definitely gonna be a new learning curve for me.
In fact, it's pretty much brand new to the New
150.
Balance catalog, or I guess not technically a new sneaker model. It's something that they brought back from the 2000s. But yeah, like I said, these have only kind of just launched, so there's not that many
I don't know how
options still
I love
to
that
choose
green
from.
pair.
What they
I'm not
do
gonna
have
lie. I
is
don't know
a
about the other
catalog
one,
of
but I
some
love that
pretty
green
cool
pair.
collaborations with Joe Freshgoods, Amy Leon Dore, and some really cool
That
new
Joe Freshgoods
colorways.
one's
My personal
hard.
favorite has to be the two-tone
Joe
pack,
Freshgoods
but
be
this
slapping
model
on
is
our
definitely going to
collab,
be a
y'all.
big
Y'all let me know
focus
what
for
y'all
New
know about
Balance
the
for
Joe
this
Freshgood
year. In
collabs.
2025, they are lined up to launch a bunch of new collaborations, a
And
bunch
if you
of
don't
new
know, y'all
colorways,
better
and
do your
probably
homework.
some
I'm
new
telling
versions as
y'all.
well. In my opinion, it's a really good-looking pair of shoes. It
This
reminds
silver
me
one,
so much
I
of
don't
like
know what it is
retro
about the
Nike
silver one.
models, like maybe some Air Max 95 with like the laces, maybe a little bit of Air
Yeah.
Max 97 in there as well. The midsole is super soft and cushioned, so it feels great and super comfortable. I think if I had to pick one negative about this pair of shoes, it would probably have to be the price point. I think they're just a little bit more expensive than they technically need to be. But overall, definitely one of the best New Balance sneakers that you
What,
can
they
buy.
150?
Right, as per usual, we
That
need to
ain't
get
too
into some
bad.
honorable mentions that I just had to talk about before
Bet,
getting into
that's
that
what I like to
top
see.
3. First one being the New Balance 990
990
V4. Now, it's very similar
V4.
to the V6. Obviously, it's in
185, bro. What's up with these 90s? The 990s. 185?
same kind of catalog. This just being
Man,
the 4th version.
them
In my
990s be
opinion, one of
tripping.
the best, or if not the best looking version out of the entire lineup. You're getting the exact same high quality materials.
Looks nice though, like don't get it
craftsmanship, and all
wrong.
of
Is that the Joe
premium
Fresh Goods?
goodness.
Is that what
It's
it had
just got a
the
slightly
the
different look to
JFG?
it. Next honorable mention has to be the 530.
Oh, y'all. I've added this in many videos, y'all, like as in most comfortable sneakers, but do y'all really genuinely like this pair of sneakers? Because I look at this sneaker every time I see it, and I'm just like, looks like a pair of Skechers. Like y'all let me know if y'all feel the same way, but it looks like a pair of Skechers to me. Now don't get me wrong, the price range, $100 is a good price range for these pair of sneakers. But would I buy them? Probably not.
These are amazing
Probably
value
not.
for the price. They look really cool. We're starting to see more collaborations on this model as well. So I really wanted to mention these things because they are a great option. It's just that for this price tag, New Balance has brought out a better version, at least in my opinion, of their affordable sneaker. We'll get into that in a second. And lastly, I've got to mention New Balance slip-ons and loafers. So
that is crazy. I didn't even know they made these.
We'll get into that
I remember they made the
lastly,
loafers,
I've
but
got to
not the
mention
mules.
New Balance slip-ons and loafers.
These look crazy. And these are the 2002 Rs. That's low-key
So New
kind of
Balance
tough.
has kind of pioneered this whole slip-on loafer thing where it's like a hybrid between a sneaker, but it's also a loafer.
Dope.
They did it with the 90.
This is why New Balance is on top, man. They just try different things. They really tapped in with the community. They really know that the mules and the slides are really on top. And I was just talking about that in my past video. So if y'all want to go tap in with that video, I'm telling you guys, it's going to put you on with some of the best trends and the essentials that you need to be put onto. So if you do want to go ahead and tap in with that, check the info card up there. I literally just finished recording it, so I hope the video is out by the time you're watching this video. But if it's not, I'll go ahead and put it out within the next week or so. So make sure you guys go ahead and turn on the post notifications. But he's definitely right. He's definitely right about this for sure. This is definitely top. Top New Balance for sure. Yeah, this is the one I had seen. And the one that put me onto these was Josh Dominique. I don't know if y'all know who that is, but he's in the sneaker community as well. But this is definitely the first loafer I've seen.
If I was someone who actually wore loafers, I think this would be something that's just so cool. I don't wear them and I still love them. It's a comfy, clean looking pair of shoes that is just like an interesting look to it. It's definitely not going to be for everyone, but I could just imagine the comfort that you would get in something like this versus a traditional loafer is just going to be not even something that you can compare. I think this category is going to become pretty popular, and I think New Balance starting the whole wave just makes a lot of sense. All right, let's get into this top three, and we gotta kick this off with
yes, sir, 9060s. Why is he's not top one? I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna trust him on this because I know he's really good with these lists. But 9060s is tough.
My favorite New Balance model ever since they launched it back in
no
2020
cap, for
or
real.
2022. I love the design. I love the fact that they feel super premium with great materials. They're incredibly comfortable, and it just such a good looking pair.
Sorry y'all, if I keep going back and forth between my Streamlabs, I literally just like I don't want to say like I'm scared, but it's like there's been so many times where I recorded a full-blown reaction video and I figured out the video was not recorded, and it's like always something dumb, like it just stops recording or like the screen freezes or something stupid. So it's just like, bear with me, y'all.
With them, in my opinion, it's like the perfect New Balance. The only reason that they're not number one is that because they've become so popular, and again, their peak of their popularity was like a year ago. New Balance is probably going to be putting less.
Man, are we really following trends? Just because the popularity was right now does not mean it doesn't make it a top sneaker. Come on, Elliot. Come on, Elliot.
Focus
no
on
way.
this model, so we might not see that many new colorways.
Like, is this a frost white colorway? Like, this looks so tough.
Versions and new collaborations.
So tough, and you can wear that with any outfit.
Other than that, this is still an amazing pair.
Like, look at how it just sits. Like, this sneaker right here is a sneaker I would pay $200 for. Like, undoubtedly.
If you haven't tried it out yet, I definitely recommend. Coming in at number 2 is the.
And if you want to see a review on that sneaker, I actually did a review, and you can go ahead and tap in up here. That would be a good follow-up. But after you watch this video, after you finish this video, then you can go watch that video.
New Balance 740. So this
740,
is the
I ain't
model
really
that
did too
I
much
referenced
research
when I was
on these
talking
shoes
about
right
the
here.
530s as kind of like a replacement, although I wouldn't.
Wait, they look like
model that I referenced when I was talking about the 530s is kind of like a replacement, although I wouldn't say it's necessarily a replacement. You've just got two options that are somewhat similar. They literally have the identical midsoles. I just think the design of the 740 is a lot more current, and it just, in my opinion,
this is definitely better than the 530s.
Now, this is also a very new sneaker model, only released in the later half of 2024, so there's only like a few different colorways and a couple collaborations that you can pick from. But that means that we know in 2025, this is going to be a big focus for New Balance, so we're going to see a ton ton more GR colorways, a ton more collaborations, and I'm sure new versions as well. I really like this sneaker. I bought the first colorway, absolutely loved it, wore it around for ages, and I think just like as an affordable sneaker, it's a great value proposition. Super comfy and super easy to style as well. So yeah,
like
overall, one of my favorite sneakers right now from New Balance. But coming in at number 1 is the New Balance 1906.
Really?
Honestly, I didn't really expect this pair of shoes to be number 1. Just
I respect
because
it. I
it's
respect
been
it.
one of the most popular.
Now, is there a difference between 1906 and 1906R? Because I'm guessing there is. I'm pretty sure he would have that little R right here next to the 1906. But I respect this choice. I'm not gonna lie. I had a chance to wear these sneakers. That is actually the 1906R, so maybe there isn't a difference. But I actually had that exact colorway. I did a review on my channel, and I really liked it because it was super lightweight, super comfortable, and it gave me like that very like everyday lifestyle type of sneaker. So that's your vibe. I definitely recommend tap in with that sneaker for sure.
This sneaker model, and it's only becoming more and more popular. I've seen so many new versions.
Really, I haven't seen this a lot on feet. I'm not gonna lie. I see a lot more 1960s.
Single day that I've been like, damn, this is definitely a great option.
I wonder where he's from.
The sneaker model itself has been tried and tested. It is incredibly comfortable, super good looking, and just a great pair of shoes overall. It does have the exact same midsole as the 2002s and the 860s as well. So if you've tried and liked either of those, the comfort of these is going to be just as good, if not better, with these types of uppers that they're putting on this pair of shoes. So yeah, I think we're going to see a ton of really interesting things from this sneaker model in 2025, so it definitely has to be at number 1. In my opinion, one of the easiest to style and definitely one of the best looking as well. But hey, let me know what you think of my list down in the comment section. If you want to catch another video, just click that one right over there.
That is gonna cap off the video, guys. I gotta say, this was a great video, a very well done video by the one and only Elliot Page. With that being said, y'all comment down below your favorite New Balance sneaker. For mine, as y'all probably already know, mine is definitely the 9060s. But y'all let me know what y'all thinking. And also, go ahead and click this pair list right here because I've done a lot of sneaker reviews and actually some that have been on this video. So if you want to actually go tap in with them and see some of the in-depth reviews and just like a real detailed look, go ahead and click the playlist and I'm definitely sure you'll find something that you'll like. I'll see you in the next one.